All right, let's see. Can I hear myself? Yes, I can. I'm gonna take a second and make sure I got everything figured out first. We'll go ahead and open up the career screen. Sorry, y'all. I mean, by y'all, I mean nobody who's in this chat. Oh, let's see where I'm at. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna start out. If you all followed me on my Reddit when I was doing my Raiders franchise, I think I promised I would do a Chiefs franchise as well. So we're gonna attempt to do that on stream. If not, we'll just record it and post it on YouTube. But we're gonna try it out here first. If you want to look into how the Raiders franchise went, feel free to look at it through Reddit. I think it went pretty well. It's probably the longest one I ever did. I think I did a full few years. Darren McFadden turned out great there. And now we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna change up how I normally play this game for this one, because I just think that's a little more fun. In that one, I had the Mike Zazzali draft class, so I'm gonna try to do a different one this time. But it's for some reason says I am on the streaming college football 25 or 26. I'm definitely not doing that, but I couldn't get that to change, so here we are. Maybe I can get that changed for next time. Also, I think I missed it on Tamale. God. Every time I play this, I pick the same one every time. So we're gonna just randomly pick one this time. That looks like Tim. Let's see, making sure I can hear myself. You know, these personalities I've never really gotten. I think Commander is usually what I end up going with. So if we're gonna be different this time, I don't know I'm not good on the personality, so we're gonna go with Ambassador. And special skills. I am gonna get Ambition. I think my goal with this is I'm gonna try to make Brody Croyle a decent quarterback, which may or may not be possible. I mean, I know it's possible. I've seen worse quarterbacks than Brody in this game become superstars. Uh, but we're gonna try to make Brody's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. I know he had a rough NFL career between injuries and just lack of success, but he's still one of my favorites. I actually got to meet him when I worked for the Bryant Museum, and it was a great opportunity. So we're gonna get those. I'm not gonna go ahead and get performance. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna get performance. I'm gonna get. I know this is not really necessary for uh this game, but for your head coach to have all these. But I am gonna go ahead and snag these because I'm gonna try to make Brody good, and I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Brody does not have enough on these two. For those of you who don't know, if you're watching, I think it's just Trevor and Cody at this point, or just Trevor, or just Cody. So this is NFL Head Coach '09. It's a game that is super old and is a much basically just a football sim game. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite games, and I play it more than I would like to admit. But it is super enjoyable to me, and I think that it's just a fun game to play in general. So we're going to try to be a run-first offense, which doesn't necessarily work well in this game just because of the systems. I need to probably get in and mess with the sliders, but we won't do that until we get into an actual game, and I'll probably do that off stream. The Chiefs playbook, I don't think has a ton. I don't think the Chiefs playbook has a ton of fullback plays, which is what I kind of want. Man, I should have looked at this beforehand. I know the Steelers does, but I don't want that many plays. We'll stick with the Chiefs. No, I think. Well, actually, let's just go ahead and do the Chargers. Because yeah, it's only 7 more plays. I get 3 more run plays, 4 more pass plays. Lorenz O'Neal is a part of the Chargers at this point, so fullback is pretty key. I would assume there's more fullbacks in the formation. If not, I can just steal them and fuss about it later. So we're also going with 4-2-5 defense, which is what I'm really excited about because I've never actually run it. But I think it's going to be probably what I enjoy the most about the series because I kind of have a good idea of how I want to run it, and it's going to be a little bit different than what most people do. I think maybe not. We're going to start in the off season. For future ones, once I kind of get this more figured out, I've got a spreadsheet that I've been using for a while that I've updated recently. That has player grade that grades out your players in the ways that I view them, and so I'll probably end up using that. Not for this first draft because I just know it so well. But going forward after this, I will do that. All right. So this is the menu. We're gonna go ahead and bump that up to fastest just for right now. I've already got all the stuff I need turned off. I guarantee I just missed the loss because I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. We can fix that. Oh, I definitely missed philosophy. Team. No, it's not. It's right there. So I'm not gonna give up. Sorry about that. I'm not gonna give up any control. We do want to trade down. I want a neutral value. We're gonna keep that neutral. I want to keep that normal. Best available player, best available. I want a balance focused. Well, yeah, that's only two options. Counter offer, we're gonna be cheap. We're gonna rarely use the franchise tag. I want $5 million in salary cap. And I wish there was a production one. We're gonna do normal with that. We're gonna lowball. Can't mess with that. Field general is what I want. Game status, heavy fatigue, practice status. We're going to go to moderate. 3 on the roster. Halfback. I want a balanced halfback. I'm gonna try to run a running back by committee. I know I have Larry Johnson to start this game off with, but I don't know if I'll end up keeping Larry. Get back to that again. Keep that same. Keep that same. Moderate. A receiver. We're gonna go balanced receiver. I debated going quick route running, but I feel like that hinders me from getting different types of receivers on my roster. I am going to go playmaker tight end. I think for what I'm wanting to do, I think that's going to be the best fit. Not going to do game status, but I am going to make practice status, still 3. O-line, we're going to go balanced all the way across the board. 2, 4. I want 4 tackles. Practice at moderate. All right, so this is where it's going to be kind of what I want to do here. So we're going to do run stopper DT. And we're going to do underside speed rusher DN. Keep 4 and 4. Yeah, that's what I want. And then we're going to do, I want to do a constant rotation at defensive tackle. And then I'm going to do coverage and speed. And we'll do balanced middle linebackers. Sub it, and then we're going to do a complete rotation as that. And then I want 2 of each, and I think that's going to be kind of, because I know linebackers can be really big in this, in the 4-2-5, but I think what I want to do is going to be more beneficial, coming out of this, coming out of a coverage, and more as like the second line of defense, center fielder, free safety, and then I want to run support, big hitter, 5-2-2. Actually, I want 3 strong safeties. We're gonna moderate, balanced, moderate. Go through the draft. The favors roll. I want to blitz a ton. We're going to go man coverage. I'm going to call the plays for now, 4-3. I want a balanced approach on that. Rarely. Head coach, power run, depth chart, balanced. Injury, conservative. Alright, so we're done on that. Before we really get going and look at everything here, let's start with our coaching staff, because that's probably going to be the thing that changes the most in the next season. So we'll look at we'll look at it in the staff status screen. So there's Tim Tamale. He is on the hot seat. That is us. Chan Gailey. Everybody who knows who Chan Gailey is. Terrible coordinator in real life. I think the state of the city of Pittsburgh, hates him, and a bunch of other people. Uh, Gunther Cunningham, he might still be here. We'll see how it goes. Uh, some other of these coaches, Pearl, Modkins will probably not be here. I'll have to look into his trees once we get started. Eric Price probably won't be here. Bob Bicknell, I'm pretty sure he has terrible trees, so we're going to get rid of him eventually. Don Blackman, Tim Crimmy, I don't know his name. David Gibbs, Paul Potts. I think he actually has some good evaluation stuff. He does not have any of the insiders, which is kind of big, but we can work around that. We should be able to work around that with my system. And then Harry White is definitely getting fired at the end of this season. So go there. Now we can go to our roster and kind of look at what we have here. Damon Hurd, Brody Crowell, and Tyler Thigpen. This Chiefs quarterback room is kind of in shambles and was up until Matt Castle took over and Brody was his backup for a couple years. And then we got Larry Johnson, great running back. Colby Smith. We might keep Colby on roster. Haven't fully decided yet. What does he bring to the table outside of Smith? Does he catch? No, he does not catch. We may not keep Colby. We may try to trade Colby and see what happens. I can guarantee Jackie Battle will not be on this roster. We need a fullback. Eddie Drummond and Sammy Parker will not be on the roster because I'm not going to re-sign them. Jeff Webb will probably be on the roster. I don't know if I'll release him or not yet. It just kind of depends on where we are with the cap. Dwayne Bowe will be our lead receiver for the majority of this series, hopefully. Hopefully he's good. I've had a lot of times where Dwayne Bowe just kind of peters out in this. So Chris Wilson will be gone. I might keep Michael Allen just as the third tight end on this roster because he is under contract for 2 years. But that's a pretty big contract. And outside of his height, don't really... What's his blocking? He didn't... We may not keep him because he didn't really bring anything to the table. Not even we got to sub Michael Allen in. That's okay. I am going to trade Tony Gonzalez. I know that's what everybody kind of does here to get a higher pick. Probably not going to use that pick, but I definitely am going to trade him in this. We're going to rework our offensive line. Probably going to keep some of these people and just use them for the first year because I don't want a team full of rookies. Brian Waters will not be on this team, though, because he won't be able to play. And offensive line is... I can't do with the offensive line what I'm going to try to do with the defensive line and rotate people out that well. So Brian Waters will probably have to be released. We'll keep one of these guys. Probably Rob Smith. Probably keep Rob Smith and just kind of see how it goes. I don't know what his contract's going to be next year. It is usually pretty big, but centers usually aren't the most expensive players, so we can probably get away with it a little bit better. And we'll need a few other players. These guys will be gone, and I won't re-sign them. Well, he's an RFA. But we have Tamba Hawley, which does not necessarily fit the speed rush thing, but I think having Tamba will be a good thing for us down the line, just to add a change of pace, especially with the rotation that I want to kind of run. Turk McBride will not be here. And then we are going to keep these three, probably going to keep 2 of these D tackles. I don't actually think, let's actually look at what Ron Edwards' release is. Yeah, 1.5. We can eat that penalty if we really need to. So we may keep all 4 of these. Or all 3 of these, and then have a 4th one. But, yeah, we'll have to see. Derek Johnson, I'm actually, and we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to move him to middle linebacker. I know that wasn't what he played, but it's going to fit what we want to do a little bit more. Especially with kind of how the 4-2-5 works. Johnson's going to end up playing a little bit more, and I think playing a little bit better right there in that center line. He doesn't have the best coverage skills, but we're hoping, really hoping that we can kind of get out of it. And he'll get a bunch of sacks out of that middle linebacker slot anyways. And then Donnie Edwards will hold right there in the middle. I think his cap penalty is like 3 mil, 4 mil. Yeah, so we can't get rid of Donnie Edwards. I definitely know we can't get rid of Derek Johnson. Yeah, they're both 4 million penalties. They're both good players, and I think they'll both fit well where we're at. We'll just have to add a few more pieces around them to kind of hold that together. We're definitely probably going to move on from a few of these. I want to see what their man coverage skill is. Yeah, it's not good. So Patrick Surtain will probably be the only corner on our roster at the end of this. Um, we'll need a strong safety. But Jared Page and John McGraw are not great, and they aren't the best zone cover corners. They aren't the best coverage corners, anyways. They have decent speed, but they really can't do anything else. Um, Bernard Pollard is an interesting question because I love Bernard Pollard. Um, I remember him as a hard-hitting safety, and it may only be because of the Tom Brady injury that he had. But he is great. I love him. He's one of the players that I try to get. He is a hard-hitting safety. He has a 90 hit power. Yeah, so we're probably gonna rock with Bernard Pollard as our starting strong safety, and then maybe try to run someone else as his backup to be. It probably won't be Greg Wesley. Maybe Greg Wesley. We'll kind of see. Um, but we're trying to see all that there. All right, let's. Sorry, I'm doing this on my computer because I couldn't get the splitter to work. So we're gonna keep trying to see how this works. John Carney is not gonna be on our roster. We'll probably draft a kicker or sign someone else later on the line. We have Dustin Colquitt for 5 years. He's a good punter. Probably one of the punter I know the most from this time frame. Uh, outside of Steve Weatherford. Go Giants. Um, here's the big part though we have so far right now before we get to the trade where we can start trading. We have 2 first-round picks, second round pick, a third round pick, 2 third-round picks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 third-round picks, 6, a fourth-round pick, 7, 2 fifth-round picks, 9, 2 sixth-round picks, 11, 2 seventh-round picks, 13. So we have 13 picks this year. We're probably going to add to that. I'm going to trade Tony Gonzalez, probably going to trade Damon Hurd, and maybe a few other players just to get them off the roster and get something for them. I'm going to try to limit my picks I take in this game just because some of the draft classes I can stock up on 5th to 7th round picks and basically just get a bunch of superstar players, and I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to play this game. It's fun and enjoy it, but to me, it's only fun once. So we're gonna do it differently. Let's look at the draft board. So for those of you who don't know, 2008 draft was fairly stacked. You had the Longs. Jonathan Stewart was in this draft. Darren McFadden, Cedric Ellett, Glenn Dorsey, Matt Ryan, some other. Chris Williams was a good player for a while. Brandon Albert, Jared Mayo, um, Dominique Cromartie. I remember when he was Dominique Rodgers Cromartie, played for the Giants. Jordy Nelson, Aqib Talib, Chris Johnson, CJ 2K, Joe Flacco, etc. We can go on and on forever, but that's kind of where the draft class. Um, so with that being said, we'll kind of look at our franchise tag. These are the players that are coming up that we can tag to put on a 1-year deal, which will go at the league high, like the high end of the league average. I don't like to do this. Think it's a waste of money. Nobody on here really is, to me, worth it. If you played like, I don't know, with the Ravens or whoever, there's a bunch of players on there that need to be tagged. But the Chiefs don't have a ton of talent, so it's not really a huge
The
thing.
Scouts are about to take off for today's senior all-star practice. Who should
This
they
is
watch?
so your first taste of scouting, which is really what this game is about. So you can only see so much. Joe Flacco from Delaware, lead arm strength, size, character. I think since we want to run kind of some lower tier players because Brody is going to be our starter straight up. Some good players in here. Like I know who turns out great, who doesn't in this game. But we're gonna look for the lower round players like John David Booty. And I don't want to cheat this, so we're gonna click on Andre Woodson. I could easily cheat this and just not select him, and he'd just be there in the back end. But I'd rather it be a little more realistic game wise, and not try to use information I don't have without the game. So the game wants us to get a left linebacker, a right tackle, a right end. We actually probably won't complete any of these, which sucks, but it'll be okay. All right, so here's some more fun stuff. Chris Johnson. I want to look at Chris Johnson. I want to look at Matt Forte. I'm going to look at Peyton Hillis. Look at Owen Schmidt. We're going to look at Justin Forsett. And we're going to look at Dontrell Savage. Oh, I'd get 2 more. Just kidding. Well, then I guess Shaw Choice and Jacob Hester as well. We're back again. So we're going to look at receivers and tight ends. Man, I said I wouldn't look at people, but we aren't super neat at receiver, so I think skipping down to more lower second, third round guys like Dexter Jackson, Harold Dawson, Harry Douglas, Lil Hawkins, Andre Caldwell. Armon Shields. I had him in the Raiders franchise. We'll look at Marcus Smith as well. I'm going to need a tight end. I know I'm going to need a tight end. We don't have heights yet. Let's go Fred Davis. So we need... All of these are possibilities. We don't need a center, so we're not going to scout a center. Learning is great. Let's go ahead and get these guys right here. So defensive tackle is a big thing I want to look at. No, I don't want Orange Jackson. I really think defensive tackle is kind of where I want to sit. Trevor Laws does not really fit what I want to do, but he is good. Marcus Harrison is solid, but he's a dumb to break. Cricket, Chris Ellis is good. Don't worry about that. Dre Moore, Red Bryant, Thea Rubin. Let's look at Marcus Harrison. Look at Keith Rivers. We don't really need any of them, so I think I'm going to go back down a little bit. Yeah, I would say Keith Rivers. No, Keith Rivers is definitely not at play, so we're not going to do that. Sean Crable would be Bo Bell. Clifford Averill. I don't think he's really a pass rusher, which is kind of what I'm wanting in these backup players. Man, I wish they'd give you their size earlier, but I understand why they don't. Right, back now. Let's see. Look at all Allie Highsmith. We kind of see. So we're gonna want some man coverage. I might go that. Leotis McKelvin. Patrick Lee. Jackson. I should have scouted strong safety. I did. No well. Take these three to scout.
I'm Adam Schefter, and here's your senior
And back
Our
again.
game update.
So
Practices
let's
went
kind of
well
look
this week,
at
and more
some of
than
the
a few
players that we.
players stood out among their peers. Virginia's defensive end dominated in one-on-one drills, showing the strength and pop we've seen all season. USC's quarterback struggled.
John
and his
Booty
stock
has terrible throw
continues to
accuracy,
drop at this point.
terrible
I'm not
awareness.
sure what he can do to right the ship.
Andre
Kentucky's
Woodson
quarterback,
has
on the other hand, looked great
slightly
in
better throw
practices in
accuracy, but better
Saturday's game.
awareness.
He was named the MVP
We only
after
got two,
throwing
right? Yeah.
3 touchdown passes. I think people are starting to realize what this kid can do when he has better
Man,
than average
I always
talent
forget how
around
dirty
him.
they do CJ2K in this game. He got all the intangibles, but they're saying he can't see nothing. Same with Matt Forte. We'll come back and look at that later once this gives them more time.
All right, Coach, I've got the results from
getting
today's
here.
drills over at the
Look at some of
combine.
these. Flagger, Crumley, and Grimes I might want to look at. That's some monsters. Gibson, Crumley, Crummy, whatever. Crummy. I don't think I ever get him, but he does have some good strength and size. I might look at him. Jake Long's a big name that we're probably going to look at.
Scouts
So
are
let's
getting
go
ready
ahead
to
and
talk to the
include Jake
O-line.
Long
Which one are you
right now.
interested in?
Get those out of the way. I said I wanted to look at Crummy. I think I already passed him. Nope, he's right there. Andrew Crummy. Jeff Oda. Look at Ryan Clady. Look at Goster and Chris Williams. Chad Reinhardt. Yep. Man, I really don't care about the workouts for punter because they don't really matter. I mean, they matter, I guess, but like, I could look at their speed,
All right,
but
Coach,
I'm not
it's
worried
time to
about my
talk to the
kicker
kickers.
running a
Which one's it going to
4.2.
be?
That's what I'm worried about. 92 kick power, 90 kick power, 88, 97. It's like, it's information I know. I know. So, ooh, Cerna's the best kicker. I don't think I've ever looked at their handbook. Well, let's click on him. Let's see. I have Senior Bowl Scout. Who do I have Senior Bowl Scouting on? None of these guys. Okay, so this is just shot in the dark. Who has the best power? So Larson and Carmody. Alright, I want someone who's fast. Ostrander, Brinks, and Morris. I'll give them all three a look. I think they're also the fastest in the 60. I've done it 3 times. Yeah, I mean, they're basically the same person. And their ball speed is also great. I forgot that. Eric Angie. His 40 time is really low. I actually want to give Angie a look because dude's 6'6", has a good arm, and runs a sub 540. Let me give Kevin O'Connell a look as well. That may be who we look at. We'll look at stat attributes first before we decide.
So, Coach, what quarterback do you want the scouts to interview?
O'Connell's gonna probably go too high. He ran the. How Madden, how head coach does speed and stuff always messes with me, but I think I like Angie. Who did I scout this anymore? None of these people. That's Paul Smith. John David Booty. I'm not. He's got nothing. Like, he brings literally nothing to the table. Sam Keller has a cannon. I think he has the best arm of the people available. I didn't scout Bernard Marsh at the Senior Bowl. He didn't have a ton of production. Neither did Sam Keller. I think Sam Keller's huge. Yeah, he's 6'4". We'll go with Sam Keller. None of these people I'm going to probably end up drafting anyways. Combine workout with running backs. Chad Johnson, Gary McFadden. We go Xavier Omen. Break a bone himself. Slayton might be someone I want to look at. It's some solid numbers. I think that's the best 20 yards. Three 680s. I don't want to look at Omen. Also, apparently, we have Xavier Omen's throw power rating somewhere. Or his ball speed results. I guess he threw. So Murphy, Stewart, and Felton had the best bench press. Jamal Charles, how many did he put up? 26. That's a respectable number. And Kevin Smith, dude, had an amazing year in 2007. What a great
Coach,
year
what
for
halfback
college
do you want the
football.
scouts to interview?
I'm not drafting Felix Jones. Like, I know I don't have that information, but I'm not drafting Felix Jones. I don't want it. I'm already gonna have to deal with that with someone else probably. I'm not drafting you either. I want to give Charles a look. Steve Slayton. Felton put. It's only 78 strength. Oh, and I think we'll look at Owen Schmidt. I like Mike Hart. Hillis kind of doesn't have anything that I want. I know what he becomes in real life, but like, that's just not a fit for me here. Thomas Brown. Good speed, good strength. assuming that's Dexter Jackson. Either way, I don't know if that's right. 34 reps is insane for a receiver, no matter who you are. Pierre Garcon as well. Like, that's just insane, because dude's 5'7", 210. I do love Pierre Garcon. I want to so bad.
Hey, Coach, it's time for the interview. What wide receiver would you like to talk to?
I don't have any Senior Bowl scouting because he got a ton of production. He's great size. I'm going to go ahead and put James Hardy online. I want to pick him so bad. But I know he sucks. We'll still scout him right here. Oh, well, I don't want to scout Burleson. So. Probably not taking anybody this early. Finley stuff came through and I like it. He's 6'5".
NFL restricted free agent signing period officially begins at 9 a.m. this morning as teams focus on tendering
I just don't know
their
if it's
restricted
second round
free
tender.
agents. Once tenders have been handed out, players work with interested teams on offer sheets. If they sign
I was
those
never
offer
good at
sheets,
any of this
their
stuff.
original team has 10 days to match or let the player sign with the new team.
No one ever matches, so I mean, I'm not worried about.
Hey, Coach, it's time to deal with
this
this restricted free agent. Let's figure out a tender that we want to give him and call it a day.
Well, look at this. I want speed. It says speed and strength are my two most important things with this one. Larson, Grant, Howard, Greg Humple, Averill. Okay. Highsmith and Golston. Man, Vernon Golston's just a monster. Athletically. Let's look at free agent preview, and we'll look at like the full breakdown of everybody because I want to kind of see. Go ahead and make the Eagles super team. I guess. Good. We got some good kickers out there. Eugene Wilson's there. Marion Barber's a restricted free agent. I'm not picking you up. We have some good players that could fill some big needs that we have.
Hey, Coach, what linebacker would you like us to interview at the Combine?
definitely want to give a look to Dixon and Smith, because that's pretty insane. And what's their three? I want some a high three cone. I bet they're right there. Yeah. But I also want to look at their high bench reps. 39 is Glenn Dorsey in it. Yep. So probably look at Dorsey, Smith and Dixon. Quentin Groves probably too, because I think he has 30 bench press. So that's, I mean, I know. Also, a 63 vertical is insane for 200 and for almost a 300-pound man. I know it's a video game, but that's just insane.
Coach, it's time
So
for
we're
the
gonna look at
scouts to
Dorsey.
interview the D-line. Who's it going to be?
And we're gonna look at Chris. Nope, we can only look at two. So Dorsey. I want to look at one of those guys. Well, no, let's not look at Dorsey. So it's Brian Smith. Oh, what was the other guy's name? Dixon. We already know about Dorsey. So let's look at some who are our fastest players. Branch, King Skandrick, Simeon Castile is up there. Marty Warwick. See Campbell. That's 3 runners. We got a lot of 6'8" guys. Campbell, may want to give Campbell a look. But this is all busted, so it doesn't matter really. Let's see who we got.
Coach, it's time to talk to the DBs. Who's it going to
Marty
be?
is not going to fit what I want to do. And it's got my Senior Bowl anyways. He does have good speed, but Leotis, McKelvin, I think that's probably who I need to look at. That's probably the biggest one if I'm taking a corner in the first round. I probably won't. Brandon Flowers too slow. Terrell Johnson, no. Man coverage sucks. He's fast. I'll look at Tom Zibidowski, whatever his last name is. The Kanowski or whatever. Jack Williams is also very fast. Caleb Campbell is the one I wanted to kind of look at, I think. Let me go back up just to be safe. Yeah, because Mike Jenkins, I don't want to really draft a corner in this draft anyways, or in the early rounds of this anyways. I don't want to waste. If I do, it's going to be Leotis McKelvin because he fits what I want to do the best. Kenny Phillips is great athletically. I may look at him. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at Kenny Phillips.
I'm Adam Schefter, and here's your combine update.
Kind of want to see the strong safeties. I know who they are, but I want to look at them.
And we'll start with LSU's star wide receiver. He decided to run at the last possible second, and his slow time may have hurt his draft stock a little bit. I had him graded out as the #1 receiver in October, but he slipped to a late first-round pick at this point. USC's left tackle really impressed scouts this week, benching 225
He's got a
pounds
bad right arm.
38 times and running a very fast 40-yard dash. He might have jumped into the top 5 with his showing this week. I'll be back next time with some notes on pro days.
I'm Eric Mangini, and you're watching NFL Network.
I'm not going to mess with my board right now. Once it's saying it thinks I need to do. Sign Trent Green. bring Trent Green back to the Chiefs. Um, Johnson. I don't think I'm going to sign Tony Richardson. I know Tony Richardson is one of the greats, but it's just a lot of money, man. Got receiver 1. Jay Porter, interesting receiver 2. All these are going to probably cost too much. We can kind of see. What's it saying our biggest need is right now? Left linebacker, right tackle, right end. I disagree. I think our biggest need are our key needs. So we're going to not look at our draft board because I don't mess with that. I'm going to go off my phone. So we got 58 million, so I do have some money to spend. I'm going to try to get as little... Oh, controller disconnected. Try to use as little money as possible so we have some other stuff later for next year. Alright, so now here is where the fun begins.
This morning. Look for big name deals
where
with big name players
blow
all
up the
throughout
Chiefs.
the entire month.
So we're going to start with Damon Hurd.
I'm Todd McShay, and this is the draft preview. After putting together my mock draft, I've got a good idea of how the first round will play out.
I'm not going to trade with division rivals. I will use them to get better picks, though.
Virginia. And then if you're looking for a sleeper in the class, keep an eye on the other Arkansas running back. I think he's nearly as talented as his teammate, he has less tread on his tires, and he'll come at a lot better price when negotiating that first deal.
Well, he didn't negotiate very long, but okay. Alright, so 2 stars is what I can request. I don't want a 2009 pick. What are they giving me now? I think the Seahawks are just a dud. I think the Falcons are our best option. I think we're going to take that from the Falcons.
Kansas City Chiefs
We're also going to trade Tony Gonzalez. I'm not going to cheat this. I'm not going to switch the position or nothing like that. I don't want. And some of these teams, and it's personalities, I know it is. So we could get a 7th and a 6th. Let's see if we can get anybody else any farther without. Ambassador apparently is not a good trade. A lot of people don't like Ambassador personalities. That's okay. Oh yeah, they're just canceling all of it. I think we go with 3rd either way. I think usually we can get more, but I'm not risking it. Plus, I don't want to trade him to the Patriots. I think that would be dumb.
3 p.m. Eastern to announce a trade that was finalized late this afternoon.
We're going to see what we get for Colby Smith.
I'm Sean Payton, and you're watching NFL Network.
I like the future pick there. No, let's get the yeah. So I think we'll trade Colby to the Lions.
The Kansas City Chiefs have scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce a trade that was finalized late this afternoon.
We can trade.
I'm John Fox,
I want to
and
try
you're
to trade
watching
Brian
NFL
Ward. I think I'm gonna release him. Otherwise, we are gonna try to trade Rudy. If they don't trade on the first try, I'm just gonna release him because I'm not messing with it. Otherwise, we're not trading Tom Hawley. We're not gonna get trades for them. Napoleon Harris. I hate his contract so much. Cornerback. We're about to release a bunch of people, I think. Can I get... No, we're just going to release Greg Wesley. So let's go to roster and start dropping people. So quarterback, we are going to release Tyler Thigpen because he's not good. We're going to release Battle. We need a fullback. We are going to release... what does Jeff Webb have speed? I forget. He is 6'2". He's dumb as a brick, but he is 6'2". No, I'm going to release Jeff Webb, and I'll take the cap penalty. Tight end. I think I've decided we're going to release Michael Allen. He's just not going to be beneficial. We'll keep that side. We are going to release Brian Waters. Release Rudy. I'll fill this out on the back end. I think John McGraw needs to go. We'll keep Jared Page. And then Greg Wesley is going to go as well. Alright, so we freed up some cap space. We did add some penalties. So we freed up about $12 million in cap. We cured about $7 million penalties. A lot of that is Tony Gonzalez and Waters. But I think that was kind of necessary. They weren't on our plans for this team. So nobody's really here for trade. So I want to kind of... We have a ton of picks. I want to see if we can get fullback maybe. Nope, not trade away. I want to trade for. See if we can get maybe a fullback. See if we can get... Ron McClain. I do like him. Hate his high school, but I do like him. I think that's fine. I'll send a 6 for LeRon.
The Kansas City Chiefs have scheduled a press
So now I
conference
want
for
to
3
kind of
p.m.
see
Eastern
what
to announce a
receivers
trade
are
that was
available.
finalized late this afternoon.
Brandon
I'm Andy
Jones,
Reid, you're watching
Nate
NFL
Burleson, David Tyree, Eric Parker. So Norris Moss, I think he usually gets released. I don't want to trade for him anyways. Malcolm Floyd, do I go and get 6'5" Malcolm Floyd to come play receiver for me? Actually. He is dumb. But man, 6'5" now. Let's look at tight ends before we start. Let's go get 23-year-old Delaney Walker. think we'll hold off on that. Some more tight ends usually come up. Let's actually kind of start just scroll through some people and see what receivers. I'm not trading for Devin Hester, not yet at least. I'm not paying anybody. I've got my lead receiver. I don't need another one. I could trade for Brandon Stokely. That'd be a solid number 2/3. That's a big paycheck for a number 2 or 3, though. I think my best option is actually Josh Cribbs for what I want. They're not interested in trading Josh Cribbs, so never mind. You know, let's trade for Malcolm Floyd. Let's just go get Malcolm Floyd. I love him. You know, he was much better in real life. Yeah, I'm not giving you a third for someone I have rated 61 overall. I know that's not how this game fully works, but we're not doing that. Like that's just dumb. We'll look at Asante Samuel.
Coach, do we want to jump in on this bidding?
Oh, I don't want him. I don't want him. Okay. I just want to kind of see what he gets up to. He's going to be over 10 million. No. You can have him for 7.7. I don't want Alex Brown. We already kind of know what he'll be. Eugene Wilson's interesting. We can look. We can window shop. I think I'd be under 4. It would take to be under 4.5 for me to. They're gonna outbid me, and I don't want to. I think that's too much for a free safety.
Do we want to jump in on this bidding, Coach?
I'm not giving the Cowboys a first and a third. Not making that trade. Jordan Gross, he's solid. I just don't want to pay him that much. That's $5 million a year at the opening bid. Man, that's just too much. I'm trying to save my money. Who's mad about their player status?
Seemed to have broken down last night. It looked hopeless.
It didn't tell me there.
But I just received word, unexpectedly,
I assume it's
that
Derek
an agreement
Johnson.
was
Derek Johnson's
finalized at the
always
last
mad.
possible minute. Both
Close
sides
Adams
conceded
old
on
as dirt,
key
and I'm not
issues to
paying.
get the
I'm not
deal done,
doing a rental for $4
preventing a
million.
huge loss for the Panthers.
Michael Boley for a second's not a bad idea.
Now's our chance to make an offer on this
No.
player.
Ken Hamlin. I'd pick up Ken Hamlin. I think that's my limit. Yeah. As much as I love Sean Alexander, I'm not going to pick him up. Not picking up Daniel Manning. Not picking up Antoine Odom. I'm not paying Randall Gannorman in a leg. I'm not picking up Michael Turner. Love Carlos Dansby, but not picking him up. Now, Isaac Bruce, I think we go in here and we... We have a little more money to spend. We can bring in Isaac Bruce.
We're about to go over his contract. Care to sit in?
Kind of to be the number 2. And my goal here is to not give him anything. I'm good with that. I'm not going to release him. do have 3 of them. I think it would take my actual one, which is the higher pick, and I don't want to do that. No matter how much I would be like, yeah. I'm not signing 8. No. Oh, let's look who's left in free agency. You know, I hadn't done that. No, I don't need preview. Where's I gotta go to roster, don't I? Ruben Brown, old as dirt. Let's look at top overalls. Players who are gonna come up. Jeff Fain, I don't need him. I may pick up Ben Knoll. I don't know yet. Do y'all want to jump in on LJ Smith? Yeah, I don't want to pay LJ Smith $4 million a year when I just traded. How much is he? I'm not paying a kicker $2 million. I'll have the punter kick before I do that. No one, Jake Scott. Ruben Brown's 100. I do want to hop in on the Ben Knoll race, I think. Let me see where this gets to, because I don't want to go above. I didn't want to go above 4. Yeah, 4-5 isn't for an offensive lineman. Is not what I want. Ted Washington's a no. First pro day.
Coach, the
Chris
scouts
Johnson.
need to know what pro day to attend.
No, I don't want it. Dan Connor and Justin King. Man, Georgia has a ton, though. What do I need to know about? Nope. Hold on. What do I need to know about Chris Johnson? Nothing I don't already have. So we're going to go, I think, with Georgia. That has the most players. Which doesn't really matter here, but...
The Kansas City Chiefs backed out of trade negotiations earlier this afternoon, citing an extremely high asking price. No word yet if they'll still pursue other trade offers.
Want to join the negotiation, Coach? Coach, what school should we scout?
Negotiations seemed to have broken down last night. It looked hopeless, but I just received word, unexpectedly, that an agreement was finalized at the last possible minute. Both sides conceded on key issues to get the deal done, preventing a huge loss for the Bills.
I'm Dick Duran, and you're watching the NFL Network.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend. Coach, which pro day should the scouts attend?
The Niners, in one of the offseason's biggest free agents, have agreed on a deal that will be officially announced later today. Fans on the team website are thrilled with the signing, crediting the owner and the GM for the big acquisition. It cost a lot, but right now everyone is extremely excited.
I'm Tom Coughlin, and you're watching NFL Network.
Coach, what school should we scout?
The Broncos, in one of the offseason's biggest free agents, have agreed on a deal that will be officially announced later today. Fans on the team website are thrilled with the signing, crediting the owner and the GM for the big acquisition. It cost a lot, but right now everyone is extremely excited.
I'm Gary Kubiak, and you're watching the NFL Network.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
The Saints scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce the signing of one of the offseason's biggest free agents.
I'm Eric Mangini, and you're watching NFL Network.
Coach, which pro day should the scouts attend? Hey, Coach, what school should we send our scouts to?
Arkansas is also right there. Man, Arkansas had a good team this year too. I forget. Year before. Yeah, I've been talking this whole time and I didn't realize I was muted. I want to see Armin Shields, but I don't want to waste one of these. So I think I have to go Vatek. I'm not trading for Dallas Carter. You asked for a third round pick. I'm not doing that. No again.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
Thanks, Trev. I think Texas is going to be solid. I'm not trading for Mark Brunell. It's a waste of money. Elise Jones. No, it's not worth it.
Coach, the scouts
Kevin
need to know
Smith.
what pro day to attend.
We're going to look at Ohio State, I think. So I'm still debating on Vernon Galston. Let's just see how much money Chris Canty's going to get. I could play Chris Canty at tackle. Man, I don't want to pay him $4 million. I love Chris Canty, but man, this game Tinder's so weird. I'm not paying Javon Walker $3 million. DeJon Grays. These first year contracts are just so insane.
Hey, Coach, what school should we
Second and
send our
third,
scouts
a
to?
little bit later on. California. Don't want Roy Manning. Don't want Rashad Moore. Don't want Roosevelt Culver. Don't want them.
Coach, what school should we scout?
Saw Brandon Albert. Steve Slayton. I think we go West Virginia because Steve Slayton's is heavily considering taking Steve Slayton. Trey Essex is another player. Dante Culpepper usually gets a crap ton of money.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
Javon Curse, great player. Not paying him $2 million.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
I think I might want to look at Tennessee. I wasn't into Matt Forte. Ohio State's good. I think I want to look at Tennessee. I think there's a few players at Tennessee that I might be interested
Coach,
in.
what school should we scout?
Louisville has a ton of players, none of which I've really thought about. His height, is this something crazy? It's 6'4". Yeah, I've never looked at this man ever. Harry Douglas is great, but I'm trying to be like, ooh, I don't know. I love Steve Johnson. All right, I'm back. I know no one's here, but I am back. Jerome Felton, I do like. No. Kentucky, how many players? Steve Johnson, I like. Andre Woodson, I like. Has 2. 1, 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 in the barn door. So I guess is Louisville. I don't want Marty Booker. Marcus Bell, how much?
Negotiations seemed to have broken down last night. It looked hopeless, but I just received word, unexpectedly, that an agreement was finalized at the last possible
Lawrence
minute.
Tynes. I do
Both
love me
sides
some Lawrence
conceded on
Tynes.
key issues to get the deal
Only
done,
1-year deal,
preventing
though.
a
Let's
huge
see
loss
if
for the Rams.
Josh Cribbs is available. Probably isn't. Actually, I kind of want to go back through and look again. I'm not trading for either of them. No. Once again, Brandon Stokely's an interesting option, but I don't want 2 extremely old receivers. Browns, not interested in trading. Understandable, he's a Pro Bowl returner. Controller is dumb. We'll come back to that in the preseason.
Coach, which pro day should
Let's
the scouts
see.
attend?
1. Really just 1. 0. 0. Florida it is. Shane Olivier. So, what do they want for Shane Olivier? That's gonna be. I think it's a little too rich for my blood.
The Kansas City Chiefs backed out of trade negotiations earlier this afternoon, citing an extremely high asking price. No word yet if they'll still pursue other trade offers.
I do like Max Starks, and if I can get him for less than 2.2. Nope.
Coach, the scouts need to know what pro day to attend.
Fight Triumph. Torrent is solid. So 2. Arrow. 2. I'm not trading for Elvis Darville because he's in our division. I'm not going to sign Trent Dilfer because I've already determined Brody's my starter. Daniel Loper, I don't want him. Don't want him.
Hey, Coach, what school should we send our scouts to?
1, 2, yeah. 1. Yes.
Coach, which pro day should the scouts attend?
4. It's gonna be hard to beat. Yeah. Although I like all the Notre Dame players. I don't think I would have ever drafted any of them, but I do like them. Boss Bailey. I do like Boss Bailey. See, and that's the problem I have, is the first year, all the contracts
what school
are just
should we scout?
insane, man. To McKelvin, I think I look at McKelvin. What am I missing with McKelvin? Because I may not have anything reason to look at him. I don't have no reason. So we go to Boston College.
Hey, Coach, what school should we send our scouts to?
So that's 1, 2, 1. I guess that's
I'm Adam Schefter, and this is your Pro Days update. I just got back from Arkansas, where most scouts and media members met for one last time to get a look at the talent on display. Every player at that Pro Day looked good, and their dynamic running back seems like a lock to be the #1 pick at this point. Another Pro Day that received a lot of attention was the USC workout, of course. Scouts in attendance told me they were very impressed by the Trojans linebackers, but a little less enthused about their quarterback and his accuracy issues.
I'm Gary Kubiak, and you're watching the NFL Network.
And Jake Long.
Coach, who would you like the scouts to bring in?
Don't use them at the top of the draft. Well, I like using them at the top of the draft because I can kind of see Dallas Sarts. I want Dallas Sarts. Give me Dallas Sarts. I'll take Dallas Sarts for $2.1 million. I am paying
Coach,
a
we're all ready to
68
go over
overall
his contract.
linebacker $2.1 million. Don't move in the middle. But speaking of that, let's go ahead and do that because I'll forget. Actually, we may leave him there. He's slow. He's a little slower. And his cover skills. Actually, we're going to move Dallas Sarts to our defensive line. And I think that's going to work out great. Holy cow, it does. Although $2 million for a backup is kind of... So we're going to put him, Dallas Sarts, in place here. I paid so much for him. I shouldn't have done that. Oh well.
Who would you like to bring in for an individual workout?
I think that's...
Coach, who would you like the scouts to bring in?
Quarterback. I want to see McKelvin's potential.
Who would you like to bring in for an individual workout?
Look at Cedric Ellis as well. How much is Joey Harrington gonna cost me? More than I'm willing to pay. Count number 6.
Coach, who would you like some more information on?
Let's see. Jonathan Stewart's potential.
Who would you like to bring in for an individual workout?
Kenny Phillips potential. Workout
Coach, who would you
number
like some more
8.
information on?
We can look at Brandon Albert.
I'm Adam Schefter, and this is another draft update. Individual workouts are
96
wrapping up, and
potential's
teams are
insane.
starting to get a good idea of what their draft boards look like. Some of the teams in the top 5 brought in Arkansas's running back this week just to make sure he was everything they expected. Don't worry, he was. I'm told Oregon's quarterback was a popular
Chris
player
Long's
to work out
insane.
too. Teams really wanted to find out if he's the real deal or just a flash in the pan. Well, that's all. The next time you see me, it'll be draft day.
I'm Andy Reid, and you're watching NFL Network.
Glenn Dorsey's pretty insane. Brandon Albert's good. I think I can go wrong with Brandon Albert. I think I avoid drafting Brandon Albert. I just don't think his skills are good. We're going to get up to the draft and we'll save, and that'll be what we call it for the night. Trade off for Jared Page. We'll take that. I actually think I would love to trade for him so bad, but I just don't want to trade within divisions. Third round pick next year. I'll take that trade.
The Kansas City Chiefs have scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern
Set
to
the
announce
balance,
a trade that was
right?
finalized late this afternoon.
I'm John Fox, and you're watching NFL Network.
The Kansas City Chiefs have scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce a trade that was finalized late this afternoon.
That's crazy.
I'm Mike Tomlin, and you're watching NFL Network.
I think I need to trade for a receiver as well. Or a cornerback. I just traded for a receiver. Not a starter, but Deshae Townsend. I'm a big Alabama guy. I think we can work with Chris Gamble.
The Kansas City
Trade
Chiefs
for Chris
have
Gamble.
scheduled a press conference for 3 p.m. Eastern to announce a
Man, I would
trade
love
that
to
was
trade for Elvis
finalized
Dumbledore,
late
but
this
I just-
afternoon.
I don't want to trade in division. I know that's so like hanky, but I just don't want to. Where's Jabbar Gaffney? I got the receivers now. I don't need to pick up Jabbar Gaffney. I give it Steve Lansford. Sammy Knight. I'm not paying him that. These first year contracts are crazy. I should have picked up Matt Prater. Oh well. signed a good young
I'm going
left
to take care of
guard
this contract, Coach. Care to join in?
that I can release at any time, hopefully. Do I sign a 100-year-old Chris Terry? I think I do. See, these are good contracts.
He's ready to work on his contract, Coach.
Chris Terry's how you win everything in the original head coach game. I'm going to do that.
Want to join the negotiation, Coach?
It's not him. Don't want Will Dills. Don't want Terrence Pennington. Don't want Dave Raider. We only lost 19. We still have 50 million in salary cap, so we could probably use all of our picks. I'm not going to. We're gonna trade out a bunch of them.
Next up on the calendar
We're
is
not
the
drafting tonight, though. We're gonna wait till we finish
draft.
talking.
All the hard work put in by every GM, coach, and scout comes to a head when teams get the opportunity to draft the best players from the college ranks. Every year, at least one player in the draft can turn around a franchise, so the pressure is intense for every team involved.
We're gonna save. We'll call this our base save, and then we'll do a year one save from there. Probably should have made a base save to start the game. Oh well. Alright, so we're not going to draft tonight, and I will see everybody later.